So we just got like a bunch of news.
Yeah.
The Vanity Fair article, I guess, came out today.
Mm-hmm.
We got first looks at like a lot of stuff, news about rumored projects. Well, not rumored, but like
Yeah.
projects that we know are
Yeah.
coming, but we haven't heard anything about.
Yeah.
Um, we got to see Vader.
Ooh.
We got to see Vader. We got to see Reva. We got to see Obi-Wan. We got to see Ahsoka, Cassian, uh, Mando. We got to see Mando.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, it's still really, really cool, but
Yeah.
like, I'm here for Kenobi right
yeah,
now.
yeah. Like we'll see you in November. Right now,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Kenobi.
Exactly. There was one thing I know we wanted to talk about, that this part in the article,
Yeah.
that I think not a lot of people are talking about for some reason. Maybe
I've only seen one person talk about it, and they did not make the realization that we did.
okay, no, okay, yeah.
So,
See, like, I don't.
yeah,
This could probably be one of the coolest Star Wars projects we get.
yeah,
Just based on, and look, this is just our speculations. This
Yeah.
is just like our
best guess.
our best guess, our hopes and dreams.
Yeah.
But even if this does not happen,
yeah.
I'm still excited because
Yeah.
it still sounds like an awesome show. Whatever the story may be, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. For
It
the
has
sake,
the potential to be.
yes, exactly. It has the potential to be a really, really cool project, a really cool
Yeah.
show. So, if you get, so this is what we're talking about is, it was pretty much at the very end of the article.
Yeah.
It was a very
I think
long,
that's
long
why
article.
people probably didn't really think
Probably.
much of it, just because there was so much. Like they covered all the new shows that are coming out.
Yeah.
So it's like
exactly.
it was a long article, which is cool, but then other stuff kind of gets buried
Yeah.
when there's that much information.
Exactly. You know, yeah, and then there's also like no work. There's no title for the show. This
Yeah,
project.
that's
Yeah. There's like
probably-
no
yeah.
information except for these two major facts
Yeah.
that is the reason that we're okay.
Yeah.
I'll just read the article
Yeah.
or this one part of it. And I'll leave the link to the article down below. So if you guys want to read the whole thing, just check the description. All right. So another new series on the horizon doesn't even have a title, just a code name, Grammar Rodeo, a reference to an episode of The Simpsons in which Bart and his schoolmates steal a car and run away for a week, using a phony educational event as an alibi. The show takes place during the post-Return of the Jedi reconstruction that follows the fall of the Empire, the same as The Mandalorian, but its plot remains a secret. It's created and executive produced by director Jon Watts and writer Chris Ford, who made Spider-Man Homecoming for Marvel. A casting notice has called for 4 children around 11 to 12 years old. Inside Lucasfilm, the show is being described as a galactic version of classic Amblin coming-of-age adventure films of the 80s. Okay.
Which is the best kind of films.
They're like the cult classic
like
films, like
Breakfast
everything.
Club, like
Goonies, like
Yeah.
yeah. No, all right. So there's again not a lot of information,
they didn't really give us a
but
lot, but
based on what we know, based off of what we know. So the first time I heard about this, they didn't mention anything about the casting call that has been made.
okay.
Okay, so all I had read was that there was this new show post Return of the Jedi around the same era as Mando,
Yeah.
and that it was going to be directed by the guy that made Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's really cool. Oh, and that it was supposed to be like Amblin inspired coming of age story.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, that's really, really cool.
Yeah.
I, like E.T. style. Like that's
Yeah.
the exact, like that
Yeah.
vibe. So that got me really, really excited. But again, you're the one that brought up the casting call thing. I hadn't
Yeah.
seen that. So
you saw an excerpt of this excerpt.
well, what's funny is whoever I saw it from, now I'm forgetting, they didn't post like a link to a article. They didn't post anything. It was just like a graphic that had the director and some other
So it was
picture.
like one sentence.
It
of
was just
information.
like director of Spider-Man,
Yeah.
making
to
a
work
80s
on-
style Amblin movie, like for show for Star
Did it-
Wars.
Yeah. Is it a show?
It's a show.
Okay.
It's a series. So
Okay.
meaning there could be a lot,
Yeah.
and this we'll come back to that.
Yeah.
All right. So 11 to 12 years old, and I'm pretty sure Mando takes place 10, 15 years after episode 6?
I
What was
want to
it?
say 10, but I'm
I think
not
it's
sure.
10. I think it is. I think it's 10. I'm pretty sure it's. We knew this and we were just talking about this,
Yeah,
but
maybe
now
we can look it up.
we should look it up. How many years? How many years after Return
It's literally the first
of the
question.
Jedi is the Mandalorian?
Everyone.
5 years. Okay, 5 years. This is still like okay, I think.
Yeah, it's
What-
still within.
Was still
the
within
same kind
or
of
okay.
time frame.
I'm thinking.
It's cooking in
It's
your
cooking.
brain.
All right, so this is just supposed to be around that period. Like that is the closest thing they can compare this to, right?
Yeah, I think when they
So-
say around the time of the Mandalorian, it just means like post Return of the Jedi.
Post Return of the Jedi.
Before the sequels.
Okay,
I think that's.
that era.
Yeah, I don't
okay.
think it's like specifically.
By reading that, all right, they're looking for around 11 to 12-year-olds. This could still be around that same era, maybe not 5 years after Return of the Jedi, or maybe 11 to 12 years after Return of the Jedi, if you know what I mean.
See where we're going with this?
So what we think, the first thing that came to mind
Yeah.
that this show could be, and let's just, I think we might get an official like announcement by Celebration, so in like a couple of weeks or
Probably.
like a week and a half, no?
Yeah.
So now just picture that they come out on the Galaxy stage and they go, all right, we have one more project for you guys that we want to announce. We're very excited to go back to this time in the point in the timeline and expand it. And this new project is called Young Jedi Knights. Right? Okay. This.
There we go.
Okay. Come on. Young Jedi Knights. Imagine.
Yeah.
No, like, but like for real.
We'll walk you through why we think it's this. So, first off, it's that 11 to 12-year-old age range where I feel like it could show us Ben Solo, like not just the New Jedi Order, but specifically Ben Solo.
Yeah. So like the casting call that is calling for four children all around the same age
Yeah.
sounds to me like a friend group,
Yeah. Like they're in school together.
right? Like they're in school together.
Yeah.
And if this is right after Return of the Jedi, this is around the same time that Luke is rebuilding the New Jedi Order.
Mm-hmm.
If this follows Young Jedi Knights,
Yeah.
there's so much that could happen.
Yeah.
So 4 kids sounds to me like one is young Ben Solo.
Yeah.
One of them could be his sister that we never knew about,
Yeah.
or just 3 friends.
Yeah.
Right? Or it's young Ben Solo, his sister that we never knew about. That we'll come back to that in a second.
Yeah.
And then 2 friends.
Yeah.
You know, like Lobaka and like, you know,
Yeah, yeah,
anyone else,
yeah.
right? So granted, it's been like I read these books when I was like a long time
When
ago.
you were
So like
11 or
I
12?
just when I was 11 or 12. So like I just remember basic plot lines, right?
Yeah.
So but obviously we're not going to get Jaina Solo, Jason Solo. We're not going to get these characters, but I
Yeah.
think it could still be really cool to see something in this era because this is supposed to be like a coming of age story
Mhm.
and very like again reminiscent of like Amblin, like E.T., the Goonies, like those types of stories. And I feel like it
Yeah.
would be really really cool to see you know the point of view of a Padawan like
Yeah.
growing up
Yeah.
in especially in the New Jedi Order.
Because we have not seen
Exactly.
that at all
And-
in the current canon timeline.
Exactly. So we could still see Grogu in the show if he decides to go
Yeah.
back with Luke or something.
That's true. I didn't
You know,
think
like
of that.
we could see Grogu, like because we still don't know what's gonna happen with that. Like right now,
Yeah.
he went back with Mando, but who knows? Maybe Mando's like, no, if you stay with me, like you're gonna die. I'm gonna like I could get you
Yeah.
into like danger, which I already have
Yeah.
2 seasons worth of. You know,
It's like, I'm
and
not ready to be a dad.
you know, so like. I think there's still hope. We could still see Grogu go
And
back
maybe
to
he
Mando.
does both.
Or yeah,
Like, maybe he goes to school during the week, and on the weekends he's
Exactly.
with Mando. Like,
Exactly.
We don't know.
We don't know. Luke Skywalker is still kind of figuring out how, like, what kind of Jedi Master he's gonna be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that could be really, really interesting. We could totally see that storyline also tie in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But besides that, even if we don't get Grogu in this show, I think it could still follow young Ben Solo with 3 of his friends. And if one of those is his sister, so a theory within our theory was that it's totally possible that Ben could have had a sister that at whenever the sacking of the New Jedi Temple happened, maybe he killed her, maybe she died, who knows,
Yeah.
and then that could explain why Han and Leia's marriage just fell apart,
Yeah.
right? Why they just went their own separate ways and didn't talk about it.
Yeah.
And it would make sense because we only see Han for briefly in The Force Awakens. We really only see him a little bit. Kylo kills him,
Yeah.
and obviously he's not going to reunite with Leia and immediately be like, our daughter that died so long
Yeah.
ago. Like they're not going to
Yeah.
talk about it. That's the past.
Yeah.
Right now they're dealing with
The kid that's still
the
alive.
kid that's still alive. Exactly.
Yeah.
And then he dies in The Force Awakens, and then we see Leia in Episode 8 dealing with everything that was happening in Episode 8. So obviously she's not just going to talk about it. Then we see her in Episode 9 training Rey,
Yeah.
right? And maybe that's why she does train Rey and sees this is the daughter I didn't get to raise.
Yeah.
And that adds to the the meaning of her being a Skywalker, taking that name.
Yeah.
It kind of makes it different at that
Yeah.
point. And maybe Leia gave her that blessing because it's like, I was supposed to have a daughter, or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know, like
It could, yeah. I think this would be a great opportunity for them to expand upon the sequels and what happened, kind of like why what happened in the sequels happened.
Yeah.
Like it would give a
Exactly.
lot of context. We get to spend more time with the characters. We get to spend more time with Ben Solo and seeing, it's kind of like the prequels, what the prequels did to the original trilogy.
exactly.
This would be like the prequel to the sequels.
To the sequels, yeah, because they can't make prequels now to the sequels.
Because there's not
'Cause
enough time.
7, 8, and 9 should have been the prequels to
Yeah.
10, 11, 12. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that didn't happen, obviously. But so the only way to make prequels would be through these new shows.
Yeah.
So I think it would be totally. I would absolutely love if they announce the this new project being Young Jedi Knights.
Yeah.
I'm losing it.
Yeah.
I'm absolutely losing it because we can see Luke briefly. He
Yeah.
doesn't need to be a main character. Like obviously he's the Jedi master, like
Yeah.
Grand Master of the Jedi Order, the new Jedi Order.
Wait, I just.
But like sorry,
Yeah,
real quick.
finish.
Like he doesn't need to be like the main character. He can be
Yeah.
like the adult in Peanuts.
Yeah.
Like that's
He's there, but
he's there.
He's not the focus.
exactly. So he can make like quick appearances here and there when they're going to class, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But I would absolutely love it centering on Ben Solo and the other students, the other Padawans in in the New Jedi Order, his friends,
Yeah.
and even possibly this sister that we're not going to find out about until this show,
Yeah.
because I feel like that would be it would change everything.
Okay, so
know?
literally, here's another reason why it could work.
Mm-hmm.
Ahsoka.
Yeah,
Ahsoka
she's going to be a
was-
teacher, of course.
No, but I mean, like, the way that Ahsoka was brought into the story in the Clone Wars, but she was never mentioned,
Oh yeah,
like, never
exactly.
even hinted at in the prequels.
Yeah,
But
everyone
she
was
came in with a
pissed.
show. She
Everyone
came
was
in with a
pissed.
show,
Yeah,
and
I
now
remember.
she's a beloved character, and now she's getting her own show.
People hated her.
But- But what I'm saying is that if they were able to add such an important character that was never mentioned in the movies,
exactly.
they could add
Anakin's Padawan.
they could add Ben's sister, and it would make sense why they never mentioned her, because it would be so traumatic and so
Call her Jaina.
like, yeah, we'll say her name is Jaina for so you can follow what we're saying.
Yeah.
But that would make so much sense as to why, like, Han and Leia's marriage fell apart, as to
Exactly.
why they didn't really talk about it, as to why Ben was so, you know, that would be a huge
So,
part of
yeah,
his fall.
exactly. Like his sister died.
Regardless of if it was
Well, either if
his fault
you know
or if it was
exactly,
like, well, you should have been watching your little sister.
exactly.
Like literally Moon Knight.
Yeah.
Like literally Moon Knight, same situation where it's like you were
Like you were responsible for your
Yeah.
sister.
and like
Yeah, that could have been what
that
started
could have
him
been-
down his path.
yeah, and that would give so much context to Kylo, to Leia, to Han,
everyone,
to
like-
Luke. Why Luke is the way he is. Why Luke feels like
Like he
needs
failed
to,
even more
like
than
nip it in the
yeah.
bud, where he goes in and he's like gonna
It
kill
would-
him in his sleep.
yeah.
Is well, he already killed his sister.
Exactly.
Why, like if he could kill his sister, he could kill
He
anyone.
would kill anyone. Exactly. Well, he killed his dad.
Yeah. So like maybe they thought it was an accident at the time, but it
And
wasn't
then it was,
an accident.
And it was Ben.
It was murder.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
Well, what I'm
Like,
saying is like
literally
I
anything
feel
could
like,
happen.
and I know that there were the Rise of Kylo Ren comics, and they could contradict what we're saying a little bit. But only if we're saying that Ben kills her during the destruction of the New Jedi Temple, right?
Yeah.
So,
But it could have
but
been
what I mean is like before,
that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
before his, you know, him running away and just, you know,
Okay,
whatever.
what it could have been was that Leia was trying her best to be a wife,
Yeah.
be a mother, be a politician, and she was trying to like train Ben, right?
Yeah.
And the other daughter. And something could have happened, like we don't know if it was an accident or he did it on purpose or whatever. Maybe he loses control of his power, whatever. He like freaks out, some like tragic accident. The sister dies. Leia cannot look at Ben anymore. Like she can't be around him anymore because she's so traumatized by what happens. I'm not saying she's a bad mother. I'm just saying those kind of situations are really.
But she didn't send him off. Like it's the Jedi Order, and it's Luke.
No, I'm saying is she tried herself to train Ben, but after that accident, she was like, she didn't trust herself.
Yeah, but she wasn't a
train
Jedi.
him,
She didn't follow like.
I guess.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't go that far because
Okay.
she obviously loved Ben.
Yeah.
She obviously cared for him. Like, I would even say, you know, maybe like, well, look, she like dies as soon as she feels him like get yoinked. You know.
Yeah. Because the sequels are very loosely based on the EU. Like we have Ben,
Yeah.
we have the Emperor cloning himself and coming back. There's like these main plot points that are very
Yeah.
close,
Yeah.
but not the EU. But I think they could, with this show, bring in more of that EU influence
Yeah.
and more of that.
More of that feeling
Yeah.
of you know, and Kathleen said in this interview, it's more about persistent storytelling, right?
Yeah.
And there was nothing like persistent storytelling like there was in Legends in the EU,
Yeah.
and there's so much to pull from, and
Yeah.
and we're already getting we're gonna get that Tales of the Jedi show.
Mm-hmm.
So like they're bringing back these stories, at least the titles of
Yeah.
these stories for new projects, and Tales of the Jedi is like one of the best stories like in
Yeah.
Legends, period.
Yeah.
And so is Young Jedi Knights. Like it was an amazing series of books that followed, you know, the Solo twins and their friends, and like, you know, their shenanigans,
Yeah.
which were very interesting and very like entertaining and like
Yeah.
damn, like
It's the
you
next
know?
generation.
Exactly. So I feel
Yeah.
like having that perspective, and like we already know it's gonna be based on these 4 children, 11 to 12 years old each.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a coming of age story, like E.T. and like all of that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Right. So even if it's something else, if it's
Yeah.
not even close to this, I'm
Yeah.
excited.
Yeah. Same.
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
But
I just
ideally,
kind of see where this is going.
I see where this is going.
hopefully.
I see where this is going, and if it's going towards Young Jedi Knights, I am more than excited.
Yeah.
It could be a really, really cool show. I really hope they do that, because it's you know, gonna pay a lot of respect to that series, to these characters that fans love so much.
Yeah.
and even though we're probably not going to get them in canon, at least we're getting these elements. You know what I mean? So I mean, I do hope he has a secret sister that they never talk about, and her name is Jaina. I do hope that is the case, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
I think that little element of him having a sister that they just never talked about is a huge possibility and like opportunity for this show. I hope they do it. I hope they do something like that.
Yeah.
And maybe even Mara Jade, and then she also dies. Maybe she dies with her. I don't know. Whatever the situation may be.
I mean, I think that could be really cool because it would add much more to Luke's disappointment and frustration and guilt, because it's not just that, you know, the children that he was raising died. It's also like his wife, his family.
Yeah. Exactly. There could be a lot in this show, and like I said, there's like big, you know, bombs in this, like, you know, like like a secret sister, you know, Luke's wife. And that's the big
big changes.
You know, big changes. But like you said, I'm glad you brought it up. Ahsoka was like, when Ahsoka was first announced, like,
we don't need that story.
Anakin didn't have a Padawan. How he never talked about her. Like, what? I remember those conversations.
Now
I remember people.
Favorite character.
And now she's everyone's favorite character.
Yeah.
So it could totally happen. I think it totally happened. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's like everything we got.
For now,
but I'm excited.
Until we get more information.
I'm excited. Yes.
We will follow up if we get anything.
Yeah.
More, and hopefully we get some more information at Celebration, even if it's just like a little bit of whatever. I'm really excited. I think we're gonna get a lot of news at Celebration for upcoming shows.
I think we are too. I hope we get news about this, and I want to hear about Tales of the Jedi. I want to hear about that animated show that takes place, you know, or whatever animated show that they confirmed. Maybe that is the Tales of the Jedi one. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
But either way, I want to hear about all these projects. I'm super excited. But yeah. Let us know if you think that this is what they might do, or what your theories and thoughts and theories might be as to what this could be. Just let us know if you have any questions as well. And the description for the article is down below if you guys want to read that. Full article is very, very, there's a lot of information on there about the new shows and all the new projects that are coming. So I definitely recommend the read. But thanks for watching. Bye.
Bye.